Welcome to the Martial Arts Lifestyle Podcast, where we talk with martial arts practitioners about their histories and the influence that their practice of martial arts has on their lives. You are listening to the free version of this podcast, which is abbreviated. Help support this program by considering to subscribe to us on Patreon, where you will get 4 full-length podcasts each month, 1 week before the YouTube release date. The cost is that of about 1 coffee shop coffee per month. Go to www.patreon.com/malmag to subscribe. That is www.patreon.com/malmag. If you would like to purchase single full-length episodes of the Martial Arts Lifestyle Podcast, visit our Gumroad page at malmag.gumroad.com, and that is malmag.gumroad.com. This week I get on Zoom and I talk to nearby Orange County with a super nice lady who also can kick your ass. Donna Myers is here. Sit back and enjoy. Welcome to the Martial Arts Lifestyle Podcast. And this week, again, I've got a very dynamic lady, someone that I met a while back. And I'm trying to think if I first met you at the academy or whether I met you at a Muay Thai event. I'm not sure, but I know that you're involved in both sort of the Inasanto lineages and then definitely in the Ajarn Chai WTBA Muay Thai. This is Donna. She's from Orange County, California.
Yes. Hello.
All right.
Hello, I'm on.
Exactly. You can already tell why I wanted to get this lady. She's very sparky, got a great personality.
Yeah, well, I can't remember exactly because I know at the Legends, at the seminars, at different, Muay Thai events, I'll pop in sometimes with Ajarn Chai because he likes to pop on or pop in and visit Guru Danny. And so I've been on, some of those surprise meetings and, so for years. But yeah, we go back. I've done your seminar, which was so much fun. You need to do more of those. I have my stick.
Yeah. That was a Dos Manos.
Yes, I have my Dos Manos stick. You'll be proud. I'm taking more FMA classes and FCS classes.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm improving. I'm getting the swing of things.
Oh, that's great. Hey, did you know I did an instructional video on that? I should probably let you know about that.
Yes, you should let me know about that.
Yeah, I got a whole instructional program in it, like 20 lessons, basically.
Okay, you'll have to send me info about it.
Absolutely.
Put it on the link for me. Put it on the link.
So I've got to ask you real quick, just because the audience can't see this because we're going to be audio, but I can. You've got like these comic books sitting behind you. There's like Superman, Captain America, and Hulk. And are you a comic book collector?
Well, I like the artwork. I like the style. These were in my kids' rooms, and they kind of were changing the rooms out. And I'm like, no, I love them. I will put them in my crazy room because I like the style of art. I do love comic books, but I'm not like, I couldn't tell you like, oh, back in number 24, the series between blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I'm not that type of comic book person, but I appreciate it and appreciate the art.
Yeah. Something like the writing's one thing, but the art there, I think there's a whole following in that too. I remember when I was having the comic books, you kind of, if you're really into it, real nerd, you were definitely into who the different writers were and who they were teamed up with as far as the artist and the product that got to put out. And that's huge. It's like even
it's fascinating. I have gone to because the kids love, so I've gone to the Comic-Con in the LA version, and then you're meeting the artists and the writers, and so it's fascinating, and the stories and the plot lines. And of course I watched documentaries on Stan Lee and his writers and how they come about, and it's all fascinating. So I like all that. I am just not like Batman back in book number 102 fought, I can't recall things like that.
Yeah, no, that's okay. And there's all, like you said, there's a lot of different things to appreciate about that kind of stuff. And that's interesting. You go into Comic Cons and all that. That's, you always make sure when you go there, if you see some of those people that are like playing some of these, like they're stuntmen people, like all our people, you should always make sure to say hi to them, because it's going to be
and I do, because they're always doing something amazing. So I have to, say my little chime in and tell them how amazing they are. And of course, their costumes are fabulous. Yeah. But I love it. Love it.
Cool. Well, Donna, you gotta tell us how did you get started in martial arts?
Okay. Well, let's see. In college, I dabbled in it, but I couldn't really get it going. It wasn't until after college, I'm a late starter. We were living down in Laguna Beach, and actually it was my husband. He found an ad, of course, at the time he was just a guy. No. He found an ad in a paper and said, I should go and check this out. I guess I had been talking, I had been at work, and the owners or the executives were actually really kind of picking on me and crossing boundaries. And
oh man, here I'm thinking it was like friendly picking on. You're talking like serious, like picking.
Yeah, like they.
You're talking about normal, like actual real harassment. Okay.
Yeah. Right. So they were getting a little, crossing the line, and and I had mentioned it to, my boyfriend, and he found an ad in the newspaper, and he's like, just go check it out. Just go see what it is. So I went, and it was Orange County Kickboxing, Daniel Sullivan.
There we go.
And that's how it started. I went in, and he kind of sets you up in a, gives you a one-on-one course. And I loved it right away. And I got hooked right after that. At the time, Sullivan was running more of what he called the phase program, where he was blending everything. And so I got to do, of course, the Muay Thai, Silat, Savat, Kali, whatever was interesting to him at the time, we were doing it all. And he was blending it so well. It wasn't like you were barely learning anything. You were learning great detail and good form on all these different arts. At the time, I had no idea. I was just like loving everything. And he's like, now we're doing knives. And I was like, yeah, let's do knives. And so I got this well-rounded taste of all these different martial arts, which was so much fun. And then he moved to a larger building, and I don't know like how all the politics work and all that kind of stuff. I guess in martial arts you have them. And I guess he was getting a little bit, he was getting flack from other martial arts, like, oh, you're watering it down. You're not being true. Your Muay Thai is, your everything you do is watered down. So he ended up splitting it and making pure Muay Thai, pure Savat, pure. So now I was like, well, how many hours is it going to take to, do all these classes? But I started doing his breakout classes. And so I really focused in on Muay Thai, which I love. But at OCK, he was able to, they had amazing instructors, and he brought in Savat instructors. We had, the Filipino martial arts instructor, Jeet Kune Do instructors. Of course, you have to have the jiu-jitsu. So he did a great job of breaking out all these classes. So I was able to, my specialty, I guess, or the ones I gravitate to, I did Muay Thai. That's probably the one I've done the most. And Savat and the Filipino martial arts. Those are the three that I really love and continue. I've been, of course, with Ajarn Chai. So I've been doing his seminars, his camps. I have been able to go to Thailand with him a few times. And it's amazing and beautiful and wonderful. But then, of course, with the martial arts, because I just want to learn. If anybody's teaching, I want to learn. Everybody's got their secret sauce of what they do. So I love going to seminars and events. I've been able to travel to different states, to different schools, do their seminars, or just pop in because they're part of the WTBA. And the schools are so nice. They're like, no, just come in. Come in. No, we're not going to charge you. Just come in. We know you're just in town for a couple days. So I'm like, well, I'm going shopping then. I'm going to buy your shirts. I'm going to buy, I'm supporting.
You're smart.
Right. You got to support. But they've been just a great group of people and I love it. And I'm just learning. I've through Ajarn Chai, I've ranked up. I'm now an associate instructor. And there's many years before I get to rank up again, but I love it. And that's just kind of like icing on the cake because I'm in it. I'm just in it. So I have no hard, I must do this by this date type of thing. I just want to keep learning and going. And I'm teaching. I get to teach a couple nights a week. And I love working and teaching with, people. If they're going to let me, I'm going to show them how to do it.
Wow, that's great.
Kind of how I fell into it. And it's, before we started, we were, saying, life gets in the way. If I didn't have a day job, I would be in martial arts like 24/7. But it's a kind of more of a passion project because when you have other types of bills and things you have to pay,
that's tough.
Gotta get pretty of course you can do it, there's ways, but I'm not quite there to have figured out how I can make it like my full-time passion yet, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm working on that too. That's kind of part of what this is about, magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Getting out there with the curriculum and stuff. I'm kind of in that same boat too. But,
well, how old were you when you got started?
How old was I? I was 12 years old.
See, that's amazing. I was like a street hood. I was just running around, throwing eggs, blowing up mailboxes. If I could have had some nudge or guidance.
Now, see, I'm going to say that may or may not have happened in my youth as well, but I'm not going to commit to anything. Mailbox explosions and such.
Well,
snowballs.
I did.
There was no snowballs in my past. No, we didn't fire up anybody with snowballs. That never happened.
No, not at all. I'm sure. I have so the majority of my family is all from England. So I have boxers in the bloodline.
Oh,
and wow. They were, a couple of them were like the welterweight champions and high ranking. So I had an uncle who was their coach and has coached many fighters. And I was like, teach me to box. And he was like, nope. I was like, oh, come on. I can, so.
Did he look at it more of like a boys thing versus a girls thing?
Yeah, because he's kind of a little old school and girls weren't really, it wasn't really a girls thing at the time.
I almost think I understand that to a point. I mean, when I started, there wasn't a lot of females in it. There was the instructor's wife, there was the instructor's stepdaughter, and then there was, I think, 2 other females in it. And they were all very good.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife was actually a PKA women's fighting competitor.
Wow.
And I when we got in the 90s, remember when like Christy Martin came along and there was like the women's boxing. I remember at first I was like, man, I don't know what I think about watching a woman get hit in the face like this so many times. Yeah. It's like, it wasn't that it wasn't a masculine feminine thing. It's just that I get very upset when I see violence. Yeah. So it's like something that really kind of turns my stomach. So it took me a while to, I think, get to the idea of watching females really be able to do this. And what I think helped was the fact that women fighters became better tactically than the men in general. Because guys were going to try to use some brute strength to get in there, where women were really technical.
Very technical fighters.
And when it got to more of that aesthetic for me, where I'm like, oh my God, I'm learning a shitload of things by watching these women fight. They're doing a really amazing job. And that's where I got to where, okay, I can get beyond the fact, because it's not like a guy walking in and punching a woman in the face for whatever reasons. It's women who are doing a sporting competition with each other and are really
and they're technically good. They've got all the skill sets, and then that makes it fun and amazing to watch, and you respect what they're doing. They're not coming out like street brawlers.
Right.
I mean, they're still, even when you watch some of the guys who fight and you're just, they're just brawlers, and you're like, hey, give me some, I need some technique, show me something.
Right.
And then, that's what separates the champions from the brawlers. So
exactly.
He said no.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you spent some time trying to get these relatives to teach you to box, and it just it wasn't happening.
It wasn't happening. I was, like I said, it was late. I think I was 28 or 29 when I found OCK.
Wow.
And so, but now it's over 20 years now that I've been doing it.
Folks, you would know that by looking at this lady. She still looks like she's upper 20s.
Sweet talker, sweet talker. I'll take it. But I think that's what helps, because it's a mind, body, and soul exercise, right? It's physical. You've got to use your thinking. There's so much going on in your head that you've got to focus. And for me, I can relax, and it takes all the stress away. And it's my happy place. If I'm grumpy around the house, the family will tell me, why don't you go to the gym, Mom? Go to the gym.
Yeah.
Because you get a great workout, but it's more than, you can't get it from weights or running or, the other kind of exercises, because it takes everything you have. You've got to work the left side, the right side, it's from head to toe. There's so much going on, right? And it's my happy place. So I love it. And I'm finding more and more women are coming in, and when I've had little side conversations with them, and a lot of them are just doing the kickboxing class, and they're building up. They want to learn more, but they're starting in the kickboxing because it's a safe place. They can work their own pace. There's no pressure for them to have all these moves memorized, but they love it. They say, they get their tension out, they get to hit things, but you feel good about hitting something. It helps them relax, and they're better moms for it. They say they're nice and relaxed. It keeps them very chill throughout the day. They have something to look forward to, and they leave with a great sweat and knowing that they had a good workout, but they look taller. There's more confidence. It does so much to a person. I can't recommend it enough. It's done so much for me. I started, maybe when I was 5 foot, but now I'm 5'3". No,
there you go.
But
cool.
It helps everything. You have good confidence. It's given a lot back to me. I do feel inner strength and all those amazing things. But it is true. It really is a lifestyle. It's not just like an exercise.
Right. So do you find yourself kind of like a dealer? You know what I mean? When you got these people they're coming in and they're doing the kickboxing, and they're doing, you're like, yeah, if you like that, I got something else for you.
Over when you're ready, But what I start to do is I feed them a little more. I give them, well, you got that move down. Now try this. And, I can see you can jump. Well, now try this jumping kick with a spinning backhand. You start just feeding them, and then you see them light up when they can do it. You got to step over to the other side of the room. And some of them have crossed over, which is really nice to see.
Yeah.
I think it's just getting them used to now having something fly back at you. But, there's drills that help with that.
Exactly. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, because it's funny. That was a topic. The last episode was Krista Charlock. You familiar with Krista? Yeah. So Krista was talking about the same thing too. Like when you're kind of starting in some places, even offer, say, women's only, where she was at.
Yeah.
women's only stuff, but they also have the co-ed classes. And it's like, okay, how do you start moving a female in confidence to where she's going to move into maybe, you know, I know everybody's at different paces, and some people are going to be like, I'm not comfortable with that at all, and that's all fine too. But how do you start moving someone in confidence from, say, that I'm here kind of by myself doing this little thing, to where they're actually going to be more mixing it up? And I mean that, you know, because we're always careful and we're always safe. You know, it's like you say, mix it up. Oh, okay, now I'm going to throw you in here where someone's going to just jack you in the head. It's like, none of us ever do that. It happens, and we all are very in other places. It doesn't happen in ours. But so, what do you specifically do to kind of help people?
Well, so when we cross over and they're taking their first, you know, first, of course, you're doing the bag drills and you're doing the focus mitts, but we also build the camaraderie. So they have a relationship with the folks. So they also feel like, okay, you know, I'm able to talk to this person. We make sure that, you know, everybody knows, oh, this is so-and-so, and this is their first time, or whatever it may be. And, you know, we work through it. We'll start doing slow drills where they're just putting up their hands and kind of letting them know what that tap feels like. But you have to build them up really slow, because they do need to have that confidence. And it helps, I find, when you don't let them lock into one person and like, oh, you're my one and only partner and don't leave me, and they cling. So you gotta warm them up so they feel good about working with other people in the room, and knowing that, you know, the biggest guy in the room will be the gentlest guy with you. And then it starts building up that comfort, but also that the group, the martial arts friendships that you get. And then they feel comfortable in the room on the mat, because they're not scared of the people in the class, if that makes sense.
Right.
And then right? Because that's kind of too, people love coming to the gym to, you know, be a part of something.
And this concludes the abbreviated version of the Martial Arts Lifestyle Podcast. Please click the like and subscribe buttons, as well as the notification bell. Also consider subscribing to the full-length podcast at www.patreon.com/malmag, or purchasing individual full-length episodes at malmag.gumroad.com.
Thank you for listening to this episode with Donna Myers. Coming up next week, what do Indiana University and the fight scenes from Vikings have in common? The intersection that is Patrick Kelly.
Check out the Malmag store at www.martialartslifestylemagazine.com and click on the store tab. There, you will find a full selection of Timmy B's brand sticks for FMA and Krabi Krabong, as well as Timmy B's and Dos Manos t-shirts. Many more products coming soon. Also click on our courses tab to purchase online courses, right now featuring a course in the Dos Manos stick of FMA. More courses to come. This show is produced by Martial Arts Lifestyle Magazine. Visit us at www.martialartslifestylemagazine.com and enjoy the free version of our online magazine with articles, a recommended schools page, and a worldwide events calendar. Music by Jack Al Relic. Martial Arts Lifestyle Magazine and the Martial Arts Lifestyle Podcast are trademarked and copyrighted by TNT LLC.